Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number.
Call 877-499-MY-TV.
The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So cancel the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money.
Call 877-499-MY-TV.
Right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $24.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $24.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card.
Call 877-499-MY-TV. That's 877-499-MY-TV.
Cancel the cable, cut costs, and get more.
Call now, 877-499-MY-TV. That's 877-499-MY-TV.
Hey everybody, Rick Horrow, sports professor Beyond the Scoreboard. Billion-dollar, make it trillion-dollar sports business. A show, a serious one that really doesn't take itself too seriously. Got a lot of interesting, serious topics. The week after the Super Bowl, the NFL never sleeps. Now NASCAR with the $450 million Daytona Rising project revolutionizing motorsports. NBA All-Star Game. Hard to believe a team can score 200 points. That's unreal. Got to tinker with that format. And obviously, pitchers and catchers reporting. World Series can't be too far behind. Baseball dominates the headlines. Ditching the rest of MLB to create its own secondary marketing and ticketing platform, the Red Sox opting out of BAM's league-wide ticket resale partnership with StubHub. The new venture, called Red Sox Replay, offered to teams' season ticket base of 22,000 full-seat equivalents, as well as individual ticket holders. The platform has full electronic integration between primary tickets and secondary resales. Team President Sam Kennedy spoke about the new business venture, saying the focus is doing everything to protect the season ticket holders, offering the very best secondary solution we can. Hey, it's every other year. Does that mean the Red Sox win the World Series? We'll have to see. A little bit to the southwest, the Texas Rangers, now giving season ticket holders a chance to win their tickets for free, up to $10,000, by simply hitting a home run at Globe Life Park. Half and full season ticket buyers are the only ones given a chance to participate, only the account holders being allowed to actually step up to the plate. Rangers PA announcer Chuck Morgan will announce each batter as he or she comes to the plate. At the very least, this marketing ploy engages fans old and young, rewarding loyalty to the team with the potential for fans to win big. We talked last week about the Rays giving away tickets, giving away hot dogs, doing all kinds of things to improve their marketability. The bottom line is this: Major League Baseball, important beginning of the year. All of the teams very important as far as marketability, because right now, all of them have the opportunity to win the World Series. Let's check in again in early October. Great show, diverse show. NASCAR driver, two-time Daytona winner Michael Waltrip, Bryce Harper, last year's NL MVP, and the director of the Honda Classic and IMG Golf, Ken Kennerly. Baseball, NASCAR, golf, dominating the headlines. We'll have all of them in just a couple of minutes. Rick Horrow, sports professor, Beyond the Scoreboard.
How much of your life is on your computer? What if your digital files vanished forever? It happens to families and businesses every day. Viruses, hackers, human error, anything can happen. That's why you need Carbonite Cloud Backup. Carbonite automatically backs up photos, music, spreadsheets, all kinds of files, and it makes it easy to restore them. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code MUSIC to get 2 free bonus months if you decide to buy. That's Carbonite.com. Offer code MUSIC.
It's the Ace 20% off store-wide bag sale. Come in this Saturday only to stock up and save 20% on almost anything you can fit in the bag, including products from some of our best brands like Valspar. But it's only this Saturday, so don't miss your chance to save with Ace's 20% off store-wide bag sale.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Offer good at participating Ace stores February 20th only. Discount applies to the regular price in-stock merchandise that fits inside the bag. 1 bag per customer. Power tools and small appliances qualify for a 10% discount. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
Not all waters are created equal, and that's why everyone from athletes and celebrities to weekend warriors are choosing Alchemy. It's the ultimate health and wellness water. Alchemy hydrates you faster, helps balance your body's pH levels, stimulates your metabolic function, and is clinically proven to boost the immune system. Plus, Alchemy's patented water is rich in bioavailable oxygen to improve vitality and performance. Available at select retailers and online through Amazon at alchemywater.com. That's ALKAME water.com.
Hi, you've reached Burger King. To leave a message, press 1.
Burger King? Listen, I'm a bit of an idea guy. Like croutons, I thought of that. I got a great idea to make your burgers better. 2 words, buttery sauce, because that makes everything taste better. You with me?
Sounds good. It's almost as good as the new extra-long buttery cheeseburger from Burger King. 2 beef patties topped with veggies and a rich buttery sauce on a toasted bun. Now just 2 for $5. Or mix and match with the extra-long fish sandwich, part of the 2 for $5 deal. The new extra-long buttery cheeseburger, only at Burger King. Limited time only, price and participation vary.
You know that non-bank private equity business loans are not for every business. However, billions of dollars have already funded across this greatest nation on God's green earth. This is Michael Medved for BusinessLoansNow.com, where they focus mostly on monthly cash flow and not personal credit. If your business could use funding in less than 48 hours, I encourage you to visit BusinessLoansNow.com to find out how much your business could qualify to get.
Helping your business is what we do. BusinessLoansNow.com.
Calling all motorheads. It's time to rise up and pay homage to the Freak Nation. Or just flip your fat radio on to Speed Freaks every Sunday night at 7 Pacific on the Sports Byline USA Network. Join me, Kenny Sargent, with Statman and Crash Gladys for a freak of a good time as we drop in on the biggest names in motorsports, from IndyCar to NASCAR, the drags to Supercross, and a big-time rock and roll band from time to time. That's Speed Freaks, Sunday night to 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern on the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Beyond the Scoreboard. I'm the sports professor, Rick Horrow. Golf, NASCAR, baseball this week. Lead off with NASCAR, Michael Waltrip, team co-owner, long racing pedigree, 2-time winner of the Daytona 500, 2001, 2003. The first big crash at this year's Daytona 500 occurred at the start of Wednesday's second practice at DIS, involving, you guessed it. Here's Michael.
Michael Waltrip, 2-time Daytona 500 champion, racing icon, broadcast maven, fill in the rest.
We come here to race our cars a couple of times a year, and the way the community embraces NASCAR, it makes me happy. You got to think about this. Not only are people coming to watch the NASCAR races, there's folks from Canada, all over the western part of our country and into Canada, that come and want to see what NASCAR is all about. And I'm a big NASCAR fan. That makes me happy.
And what makes business development folks happy, economic impact of it, what does that mean?
Well, think about this weekend. It's the penultimate event of the NASCAR season. We're going to crown our champion in Miami, and the road to the championship comes right through. There's so much energy, so much anticipation for what's going to happen here on Sunday on the track. But then couple that with all the business opportunities that are here, the fans, the community that rushes to see what NASCAR is all about. We have major sponsors on the side of our cars, from McDonald's to Cessna to Napa to 5 Hour Energy. Everybody's here, and that's really big for the community.
All right, so this is a business show, and you're basically the CEO of a business, which are the cars and the drivers and the ownership piece of this. How important is the future business in NASCAR for what you do? You're bullish of the business, and it's growing pretty significantly, isn't it?
Yeah, and we have great TV partners. Everybody wants to have their sport on TV, especially on a Sunday afternoon. And NBC and Fox both want NASCAR on their stations on Sundays, and so that's huge. And plus all the sponsors that I mentioned a minute ago, that's a big part of what we do. So the races are what I'm so fond of and what I love so much, because that's what I've done my whole life. But the way that the business community embraces what we do, I'm a happy man right now. I know that NASCAR is in a good place, and I know that this is a big part of what NASCAR is all about.
You're a happy man also because for activates really well and throws a hell of a party. We also know that. What's the transition like from driver to boardroom executive?
It's interesting because I grew up just wanting to race a car. I grew up in Kentucky. I watched my brother race a car, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. But I also watched my brother do a really nice job of representing his corporate partners. And so I've taken notice of that, and I want to be as good as that as my brother is. And so it's pretty much natural for a race car driver to know that he has to be able to talk about the products that are on his car. We cannot race cars if we don't have sponsors. Cars are expensive, tires are expensive, engines are expensive. We need those partners. And so NASCAR is one of the most fan-friendly sports in all of America because we need those fans to buy the products that are on the side of our cars. And so when you hear me talking passionately about Aaron sales and lease ownership, Toyota, 5 Hour Energy, it's because they're the reason why I get to race, and they're what makes it all happen.
Wide receiver or quarterback in his post-game press conference may have a hat of a sponsor, but there are certain things the league will limit him from doing, and it's also not endemic. You guys, every soundbite always is the list of every single sponsor. Did you learn it? Is it natural? Is it one of those things that everybody does? And obviously it leads to the success of sponsors in the sport as well.
When you're a kid and you want to play baseball, you need a ball, you need some nice tennis shoes, and you need a glove. When you're a race car driver, you got to have an engine, you got to have tires. You need these sponsors to buy all these parts and pieces. So you become very passionate about the companies that adorn your car because they let you do what you love and what you're so passionate about. One of my first sponsors was Geico Automotive in Owensboro, Kentucky. Geico Automotive gave me $450 worth of credit at their automotive store so that I could get parts and pieces for my car. I was the biggest Geico Automotive fan in the history of the world. You know, you just add a couple of 3 zeros to that today, it's the same for any race car driver. We have to have those partners in order to race our cars.
And the fans, some cynics would talk about attendance dropping in NASCAR. The seating is less because you want to drive up the exclusivity of it. But NASCAR clearly is rebounding, and people don't understand the avidity as well. Are the fans kind of naturally NASCAR fans? You guys kind of help cultivate them and make them more avid.
Well, what you have to do is come to Phoenix Raceway on a Sunday afternoon and feel the vibe. Look at the people in the stands. There's going to be 70 or 80,000 people there. There's going to be 4 or 5 million people that turn on TV Sunday afternoon to watch the NASCAR race. There's not one football game or one basketball game in America that's going to be bigger than that. That's awesome. We have a great fan base. We have a great following, and people appreciate the passion that we race those cars with. I challenge you to find something more fun than being at International Raceway on a Sunday afternoon.
All right, now forget your role as a driver. Let's talk about your role as a business person. What's the business of NASCAR look like 10 years from now?
We're just going to continue to evolve and understand that. Obviously, corporate America has always embraced NASCAR. We have so many Fortune 500 companies that are a part of our sport. We have great manufacturers like Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford that embrace what we do every Sunday. I think it's challenging to figure out what anything's going to look like in 10 years from now, especially with the invention of all the social media that's happening today and all the ways that you're able to consume live sports. But live sports is what TV is all about. You're going to want to turn on your TV and see who wins the race or wins the football game. So I venture to guess, as a guy that's been in NASCAR for 30 years, that in 10 years from now, you're still going to want to turn on your TV and see who's winning the race on Sunday.
What are you doing 10 years from now?
What am I, 62? I won't be driving anymore, damn it. And I've been a real fan of getting behind the wheel of a race car, but I still plan to be a part of the NASCAR world. It's been me since I was old enough to know what was going on. I'm sure I'll be standing there with a microphone, eloquently looking like you do tonight, and just talking to people about cars. I like cars. I plan on talking about them for a long time.
Golf has a champion series of over 50, tennis 35. NASCAR drivers over 60? Safe? Not safe? What do you think?
No. You'll get hurt. Like when you get old, you break easy. You can't have that. We'll just talk about cars for a long time.
That's Waltrip on Business, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, my friend.
Michael Waltrip brings interesting perspective from NASCAR at Daytona Rising Time and the Daytona 500. Rick Horrow, sports professor, Beyond the Scoreboard. Be back in a minute. I'm the sports professor Rick Horrow with Beyond the Scoreboard, MLB, and China, as professional sports leagues continue to expand their reach internationally by bringing talent and money back to the domestic market. MLB is trying to further tap into China. Late last week, MLB announced a wide-ranging 3-year deal with Chinese media and technology outfit Les Sports. Under terms of the new agreement, the company holds exclusive media rights in China to broadcast 125 MLB games per season, including 4 regular season games per week, 20 postseason games, all World Series games, and the All-Star Game, along with Mandarin language MLB programming. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred discussed the new deal at CES Las Vegas. Quote, "We want to weave baseball into the fabric of China's culture," Manfred said. "We need to work with local partners to make it relevant." Millions of potential fans are gearing up to see their first live-streamed MLB game. I'm the sports professor Rick Horrow, and that's Beyond the Scoreboard.
Attention catheter users. Stop reusing dirty catheters. Catheters are now disposable. Recent changes in Medicare now allow patients up to 200 disposable catheters a month, all at little or no cost to you. We bill Medicare. Put an end to the mess and risk of infection by using old catheters. Just use a catheter once and throw it away. Eliminate trips to the pharmacy and insurance paperwork. Shipping is free. Receive a free catheter sample by calling and joining Medical Direct Club right now. Call 1-800-399-9018 to receive your free catheter sample discreetly delivered right to your door. That's 1-800-399-9018. 1-800-399-9018. Call 1-800-399-9018 today. Deductibles and copays apply. Free catheter samples require qualified membership. Sample will arrive with 90-day order.
This family is at home, but they won't be answering the door. They know that the pounding on the door is a process server from the court waiting to hand them foreclosure documents. So instead of enjoying the home they worked so hard to afford, they sit hiding in the dark.
Mom, what was that?
But it doesn't have to be this way. This family can save their home, but they must act fast. Call Allied State Foreclosure Solutions at 800-274-7312. If you're being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, missed a payment on your mortgage, been a victim of a predatory loan, or are upside down on your home, it's critical that you call Allied State Foreclosure Solutions now. 800-274-7312. Allied State Foreclosure Solutions has an attorney in your area that will meet and speak with you. You can stop the foreclosure process, lower your monthly mortgage payments, save your home and your credit, but you must act now. Call 800-274-7312. 800-274-7312. Not available in all states. Paid non-attorney spokesperson.
Tired of calls, levies, and liens from the IRS or hiring others who don't get the job done? Call Wall & Associates and you'll never talk to the IRS again. The IRS has a program to eliminate tax debt, and Wall & Associates professionals are trained to maximize its benefits for you. You always speak with a live person with real support and real knowledge. We've helped thousands of taxpayers like you settle their tax debt with the IRS for a fraction of what they owe. We solve tax problems. Call Wall & Associates now. 800-480-5708. We have the professionals who know how to solve tax problems. If you owe money to the IRS, your tax problems are not going away by themselves, and the passage of time will only make matters worse. Act now, before it's too late. Call Wall & Associates right now to speak to a professional tax relief agent. Call 800-480-5708. That's 800-480-5708. Again, 800-480-5708.
I'm the sports professor Rick Horrow with Beyond the Scoreboard. Jordan Spieth does it again. An 8-stroke victory at Kapalua, and that's just for starters this year. Between now and August, Jordan Spieth likely logs over 125,000 miles, including the just completed Hyundai Tournament of Champions in Maui. The world's #1 golfer's 2016 tournament commitments will take him to 9 countries in 5 continents over 11 months. Part of his trans-global motivation is the appearance fee, likely between $1 million and $2 million in Spieth's case, guaranteed by most tournaments outside the U.S., but Spieth's agent emphasizes that travel is an important way to maximize brand value for existing and potential sponsors and for golf, and has always thought it important to help grow the game, his agent Jay Danzy of Lagardère Sports and Entertainment recently said. And for athletes building a global brand, traveling to key international markets is a must. I'm the sports professor Rick Horrow, and that's Beyond the Scoreboard. Rick Horrow, sports professor. Now to baseball. NL Rookie of the Year 2012, Bryce Harper. NL MVP last year, three-time All-Star. The first overall draft pick by Washington in 2010. And obviously value of athlete branding and endorsement, Bryce Harper. Sports professor Rick Horrow, the business of sports, marketing, deal-making. Yeah, Super Bowl is over, NHL All-Star Game over, NBA All-Star Game kind of, Daytona Rising over. Hard to believe pitchers and catchers reporting everywhere. Pitchers and catchers for the Nationals report down to South Florida, getting ready for a new facility for spring training about a mile and a half from where I live here in Jupiter. Good golf down here, too, which I'm sure our guest is going to appreciate. But our guest is more than just a baseball player. In many ways, he's the face of a franchise that may be worth north of $600 million. We're not here only to talk about that. We're here to talk about life and business. Bryce Harper, 2015 MVP. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I know you've been in the middle of a whole bunch of these interviews. You talk about stats, and this show is a little bit different than that. So, you know, the career stats of 289 and 97 home runs and all of that is important. But the 2015 MVP meant a lot to you, creates a platform for the future for you. How do you define that, the MVP award, and how do you kind of build on it going forward?
You know, it's over. 2015 is over. So, definitely looking forward to 2016. Starting off the year with, the tops and being on the cover of the box and, things like that. So I'm very excited about that. But, looking forward to this year. Looking forward to being able to get better as a team, as an organization, and just looking forward to playing for a guy like Dusty Baker, playing for Davey Lopes and Mike Maddox, and just being part of the family of DC, and definitely looking forward to it this year.
You mentioned all the names. I assume you're a bit of a student of history, so when you look at the three of those guys you just mentioned, that's a hell of an iconic group you put together as well. Do you get a feeling that most people, most 20-year-old, 22-year-old guys who are playing ball, people around you, appreciate the history of the game and some of the names? Will the guys that you play with appreciate who Dusty Baker has been and what he is?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime you have anybody in the game of Dusty Baker or Davey Lopes' caliber, Mike Maddox, of course, so much he knows about pitching. His brother Greg, of course, from Vegas, and I love the history of the game. If that's Roberto Clemente, Jackie Robinson, Jim Palmer, Nolan Ryan, Teddy Williams, anybody part of this game that played before me. I try to show as much respect to them as I can, because they were the stepping stone to us trying to get the way we were in this game. And I can't thank them enough for what they have done or did for this game before us. And it's just a pleasure to play the game every single day. Stepping stone before and after as well. You don't need to give a lot of thought to this, but you do as well today. As you continue to separate yourself from many of the players on the field and continue your illustrious career, how important is the on-the-field activity? Are you conscious of your image, social media, the people you mentioned before, the Ted Williamses, for example? They could say some things and they weren't in social media the next day. You don't have that luxury. How much time do you spend consciously thinking about your image from a business perspective in sports? I'm with some great companies. I'm with Under Armour, of course. Gatorade. Rawlings, Tops. Anybody that New Era. So there's so many companies that I'm able to be part of, and I'm just very fortunate to be part of these groups. And I want to be able to let them know that I'm out there to do well for them and do well for my team and my organization, and definitely support the Harper name. I'm the image of my parents and my family, and that's what I try to do every single day, day in and day out. I love my family very much, and my mom, every time I walk out the door, she still tells me, remember who you are, remember where you came from, and those are big words to me. So every single day I walk out that door, I'm not just representing myself, definitely representing the companies I'm with, the team that I'm with, the organization, and my family. So what I say, what I do is always under a microscope, but I'm gonna be straightforward with you and tell you what I think, and some people will like that, some people won't. So it's just part of the way life is, and I'm gonna do everything I can to be happy, for myself and my family, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because those are what mean the most to me, and that's all I care.
He knows where he is and where he's been. He's 23. He comes from Vegas, and 24 now. No, 23. Comes from Vegas, and he's the NL MVP. Talk a little bit about the Tops program. I know that's one of the reasons why you're out there publicly now, but it used to be when we were growing up in the leather helmet days, the Tops was big. It wasn't, and now it is again. So how did this evolve, and what's your role with them?
I think the biggest thing is you're getting a lot more players with a lot more energy, a lot more authority in the game. So excited to be out there playing the game of baseball. Little kids are excited again. Adults. These are things that parents can go out and get for their kids, and it's a lot of fun. It's something that a father and son can enjoy together and collect together, and autographs and things like that. Growing up, I had numerous boxes of baseball cards, and I was able to do that, and I'm just very excited to be part of the 65th anniversary and being on the box of that of this year, and on the cover of it, and I'm just very excited to be part of it.
There's a history and tradition, 65 more years after that as well, and it's for some people, as you said, don't remember the early days of Tops. That's in many ways the way kids learned about baseball for the first time. Does that give you some kind of a special feeling that it helps kind of build the game from the young out?
Yeah, and I think they're doing a great job also on social media, on all platforms with media. So I think Tops does a great job with that, and I truly enjoy being part of it. I think kids, do certain things today that help them get further in sports, and I'm very excited to be part of that and helping kids out in that opportunity, and being able to be part of a Tops family that puts out cards, puts out the names of people on the cards, and I think kids get very excited about that, and hopefully it can get bigger and bigger throughout the next 65 years.
Couple more for you. Bryce Harper, MVP this last year. Advice to players, advice to athletes relative to money management and agents. You've seen the stats, everybody's seen them, that almost two-thirds of NBA players, a lot of others, go bankrupt 5 years out. What's your advice to players who will listen to you regarding life after sport, financially, emotionally, marketing-wise, image-wise, etc.?
Kids-wise, I think kids should play every single sport they can. Do everything they can to, play football, baseball, basketball, football, whatever they want to do. If they want to play music, play music. That's a thing that my parents never pushed me to do. They never pushed me to just play baseball. They always pushed me to be happy with what I do and happy with what I can do, and that's the biggest thing. I had such a great family, I still do, and I was very fortunate enough to have that. I don't know if I'm a 23-year-old that can talk about life after baseball, because I got hopefully a long time to do it. That might be a question for somebody else, because I'm just going to enjoy the next hopefully 20 years of my career and do everything I can, and just do everything I can to help anybody that wants to play this game.
It's a question for everybody. Appreciate your answer on that one. And then just from your business perspective, you got a pretty good handle on your business affairs. You've got people who handle it. It's obviously important to trust people to deal with that other aspect of your life. The money obviously is something that you probably never dreamed about early, but it's all about planning these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with such a great company, so I enjoy being with the company that I am. We are such a big family aspect of that, and so I just try to go out there and not worry about anything, and try to play the game that I love, and do everything I can that can help my team win ball games, and that's all that I look at. Like I said, I'm with some great companies. I'm fortunate enough to be able to be with these companies, and I look forward to the next couple of years of my career, and hopefully a good life ahead.
Final question for you, my friend. Of the Under Armour stable, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Tony Romo, Cam Newton, Jordan Spieth, who's the best of the bunch? Loaded question.
Best of the bunch. I mean,
pretty good bunch, huh?
Out of all of us, I mean, I say Tom Brady. I mean, the guy's done an incredible job in his career. He's one of the funnest guys to watch. I mean, the guy's been to Super Bowls and won Super Bowls, won MVPs. I think he's got three or four Super Bowl MVPs or something like that. So I mean, it's pretty incredible what he's done in his career. He's such a great person as well, and it's very fun to be able to watch a guy like that.
If you see Cam Newton in one of your kind of endorsement groups with Under Armour, tell him that there will be better days, and all you guys are in it together, and you couldn't be with a better group of guys. Bryce Harper, thank you very, very much, and we'll be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Horrow, see you in a few.
Bryce Harper has a lot to add, both off and on the field. Sports Professor Rick Horrow, be back in a minute.
How much of your life is on your computer? What if your digital files vanished forever? It happens to families and businesses every day. Viruses, hackers, human error, anything can happen. That's why you need Carbonite Cloud Backup. Carbonite automatically backs up photos, music, spreadsheets, all kinds of files, and it makes it easy to restore them. Start a free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use offer code MUSIC to get 2 free bonus months if you decide to buy. That's Carbonite.com. Offer code MUSIC.
It's the Ace 20% off store-wide bag sale. Come in this Saturday only to stock up and save 20% on almost anything you can fit in the bag, including products from some of our best brands like Valspar. But it's only this Saturday, so don't miss your chance to save with Ace's 20% off store-wide bag sale.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Offer good at participating Ace stores February 20th only. Discount applies to the regular price in-stock merchandise that fits inside the bag. 1 bag per customer. Power tools and small appliances qualify for a 10% discount. Additional conditions and exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hi, you've reached Burger King. To leave a message, press 1.
Burger King? Listen, I'm a bit of an idea guy. Like croutons, I thought of that. I got a great idea to make your burgers better. 2 words, buttery sauce. Because that makes everything taste better. You with me?
Sounds good. It's almost as good as the new extra-long buttery cheeseburger from Burger King. 2 beef patties topped with veggies and a rich buttery sauce on a toasted bun. Now just 2 for $5. Or mix and match with the extra-long fish sandwich, part of the 2 for $5 deal. The new extra-long buttery cheeseburger. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
Sports Byline's library of more than 12,000 interviews is a treasure. I'm Ron Barr, and we want your help in protecting, sharing, and continuing to build this sports interview treasure. We've launched a GoFundMe campaign, so please go to sportsbyline.com/funding and donate so you can be a part of preserving and continuing to build this unique collection of sports interviews. In appreciation for your donation, support, and telling others, we're going to provide everyone who donates with a link to a special commemorative collection of the Sports Byline Interview Library. This commemorative collection will change every month, and you'll have access to it with your supporting donation of any amount. So go to sportsbyline.com/funding and also tell your friends. You'll be helping preserve, grow, and digitize the Sports Byline Interview Library so that today's sports fans and those in the future will forever be able to enjoy this treasure. Thank you for your help and support.
Hi, this is Rick Horrow. Join me for Beyond the Scoreboard Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. right here on Sports Byline. We go inside the biggest deals in sports with the biggest names in the industry. In sports news, business, law, marketing, politics, and deal-making right here on Sports Byline. That's Beyond the Scoreboard, only on Sports Byline and SportsByline.com. Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. right here on Sports Byline. Golf season starts the Florida Swing. Ken Kennerly, President IMG Golf and Executive Director of the Honda Classic, worked with Jack Nicklaus and Golden Bear from 93 to 96. Obviously, big-time guy in Florida. Worked with me on the Honda Classic and the Finn Cup, the Monday Pro-Am, for a number of years. Certainly a fixture in golf and Florida golf, Ken Kennerly.
Rick Horrow keeping score with one of the most significant forces in the golf industry because of his experience, intelligence, and ability to give his opponents 5-foot putts when they pick it up, although I will tell you that Ken Kennerly has looked at me crossways, but other people have done that before. Ken, how are you?
You know, Rick, I was thinking of you yesterday when poor Phil missed that putt, and no, I would not have given you that putt.
Well, see, the thing is, we have a new thing going. If Jack Nicklaus wants to promote improving golf to the masses, we should indicate to him when we see him that they should have given Dustin Johnson that 3-footer last year at the Open, U.S. Open, and should have given Phil Mickelson this one. I think probably purists will turn over in their grave. But Ken Kennerly, in all seriousness, Senior Vice President, IMG Golf North America, North American events, basically runs all of the major events in North America for IMG, and more important and more local anyway, he's been the executive director of the Honda Classic for many years, the first event in the Florida Swing. Thanks for joining us, and are you ready for probably the biggest tournament yet?
You know what? We're getting there. It's tell you what, Rick, the build out has been phenomenal. Our weather finally in Florida has gotten on the Florida side, which is great. Speaking about Phil yesterday, he is one of our great players that will be in our field. And as much as I was kind of pulling for him yesterday, Vaughn Taylor is a good person. But if he wants to now win his first tournament in 53 or 51 events since the Open Championship in 13, having it be the Honda Classic, frankly, would make my day.
Yeah, and it's all about how Phil would appear in your tournament. I understand that. I've known you long enough that it's not all about you. It's all about the tournament, so that's really important. From a business perspective, Ken, give me your kind of 30,000-foot report card on the golf business. How do you feel about it? Is it surviving the turbulent economy? Is it out of the woods? What's your thought?
Well, I don't think it's out of the woods, Rick. I don't think any business is really out of the woods right now. Attendance, the participation rate, is flat. So that's, I guess, a good thing in that it's not declining, continuing to decline. So, being flat, frankly, is probably pretty good according to the National Golf Foundation. I'll tell you from the event perspective, if you're able to rally the community and rally the partners and really create something special for people, the event business is going well. One of the things that we did out here, as you well know, 10 years ago was when we took over this event was, we had to insulate ourselves against a downturn in not only the economy but also in golf in general. And, by doing that, we've created a, really an entertainment platform. I mean, this is what we call a must-attend event in Palm Beach County. We have, thousands and thousands of people that come out here and truly enjoy the experience, and it's more than just golf. We've had 194,000 a couple of years ago. Last year with that tremendous, terrible weather we had on the Saturday, we lost and we finished on Monday, so we were about 164,000. But more than 50% of our audience comes out here, Rick, because they're here to have a good time. Yeah, golf at the end of the day is probably one of the reasons they're coming here, but it's the entertainment factor. It's the must attend. It's I need to be seen factor, and I think because of that, we're able to frankly do pretty well against some of our competitors that continue to just market golf and spectator golf, which is not really in the future.
Is that the key to the business as well? Reuters international audience pretty significant. And obviously, this is a Florida event, but with NBC focusing on it as an international event heading into the World Golf Championship the next week. So what do you say to an audience in Dubai who wants to follow Rory McIlroy, or in Europe who wants to follow the PGA Tour? how international and how important is this event from an international perspective?
Well, we continue to improve every year, and with that, we have several factors going for us. One, it's Florida, and late February, early March, people love turning on the television and seeing just the fabulous climate that we have down here. And to your reference about England and Scotland and some of the others, the players in our field are we have several countries around the world represented in our player field from several from Europe and South America and Asia, of course, and everyone's tuning in to see their favorite players, which is great. But I think also with the partnerships that we have, not only with American Honda at 35 years and counting, our title sponsor, the longest running on the tour, our partnership with the Nicklaus family, Jack and Barbara Nicklaus, certainly adds a huge element to what we're doing. Then we've got the iconic PGA National and, of course, the Bear Trap. And, the Bear Trap is perhaps, other than Augusta's Amen Corner, the three most recognizable holes in golf. And I think, truly and internationally, we're recognized as such. And I can just tell you, being out here at the resort and living here at 12 months a year, the number of international people that are coming to play golf on the champion course, and then once they get to that Bear Trap in a funny way, and I mean this sincerely, and seriously, it's very similar to when you get to Pebble Beach number 7, when all of a sudden the cameras come out. When you get to that Bear Trap and you see that big, 7-8 foot statue of the bear and the plaque that says, Jack Nicklaus's comment about, the three hardest holes, consecutive hardest holes in golf. I mean, it's become more of a photo op, which is pretty cool. So I think, internationally we're growing for several reasons, as I said, Florida, Honda, Bear Trap, so on and so forth.
Ken Kennerly runs the Honda Classic, runs IMG Golf Events North America as well. Business show, give us the business metrics. You don't have to give us private numbers, but obviously you take a 30,000 decrease in attendance because of weather. It's going to impact your bottom line. Does a tournament make a profit? And if so, kind of generally, what are the major revenue sources for somebody that wants to kind of get a Pro Tournament 101?
Well, I mean, other than the majors and other than the World Golf Championships, an event like the Honda Classic is, it's all in about a $15 million tournament. But television is $5 million plus of it, and then you've got your purse at $6 million, and you've got all this other stuff going into it. But last year, when again, as you know, and people should know, and if they don't, they will now, that every PGA Tour event is a 501c3 organization. So our net tournament income goes directly to charities. So last year we gave $2.5 million to South Florida children's-related charities. We were frankly on track to get close to $3 million, but when we did have the weather issues, it cost us, no doubt. It cost us at the gate, cost us on Monday because we had to finish on Monday, and you don't charge for Monday, and a lot of factors that go into it. But roughly we're going to give a little over $2.5 million, we believe, this year again, which would be great. And it's all to a great cause, and it's the impact of the event in our community is measured at over $43 million, and that, of course, is all in there with between rooms and food and beverage and exposure and all that, and then of course the television, the global television reach that the PGA Tour commands is pretty significant.
5 years ago, 6 years ago, you and I would always talk about the Tigerization of the tour and how important it is to get Tiger to this event or not. People are talking about Tiger less and less. Would you say broadly that Jason Day, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and that kind of created rivalry from last year, and Jordan's move ahead of everybody else and catching on minimizes the need for Tiger Woods to be mentioned in regular tournament golf these days?
Well, look at Ricky Fowler, what he's done this year. I mean, they came out very boldly with the next big three, and then quickly Ricky, rebounded or made a statement at HSBC, and then at Phoenix a couple weeks ago where he almost won. But I'll say, Rick, that you can never replace a Tiger Woods, just like you can't replace Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and Gary Player. Tiger, it's difficult to replace him. So without him in the game, in my opinion, we are missing something. Now, luckily, with Rory and Ricky and Jordan, as you mentioned, and Jason Day and Bubba and Adam Scott and all these guys, luckily, we have great young players that are certainly carrying their own weight. And to answer your question, does it minimize the impact, negative impact that Tiger has by not participating? Probably a little. But let's be serious and let's not fool anybody. Tiger Woods is still Tiger Woods, and when he showed up at the Wyndham Championship last year in August and played well and was one of the last couple final groups, I mean, the ratings were off the charts. And he still delivers that fringe fan that golf needs. And we saw it last year directly when Tiger hurt himself and could not play last year's Honda Classic because the spike in ticket sales that we normally get leading up to the tournament had softened a little bit. And, what does that mean in dollars and cents? You don't really know, but it's probably, a couple $100,000 that we did not see that would have come through the gates because people still want to see Tiger, just like they do Jack and Arnold and these other guys. So it's a long way to answer your question, but does he have an effect? It's more minimum today, but he is still an enormous asset for this game.
Long way to answer the question, but a candid way to answer the question. Really important. Ken Kennerly running the Honda Classic, Thomson Reuters keeping score, and Sports Byline, iHeart, TuneIn, a whole bunch of different places for Ken Kennerly to spread the word internationally. A couple more questions. How would you, having a magic wand that you don't have, if you were the commissioner of the PGA Tour for a day, what would you change tomorrow that needs some changing in your humble opinion?
Well, it's a tough question. I know they've asked that of Tim Fincham and, of course, Jay Monahan, and it's a hard one. I think the one thing the PGA Tour has done so well is they have constantly delivered these $10+ million sponsorships annually, and I know going forward a concern is, will the corporate world continue to support 40 events in America on an annual basis? So, does that mean we've got to look international a little bit more, perhaps? I think, doing whatever we can do to get the young players through the system onto the PGA Tour is an important thing because, again, to your point earlier about Tiger, you need that fresh blood in there. So it's really a hard question to pinpoint, but I think we've got to continue to, make sure we're able to identify those companies that are going to support this great game because there are a couple tournaments out there that we're losing and, that are still without sponsorship. But, I think the Tour has been very good at pulling that rabbit out of a hat. So I think they'll continue to prevail.
Are there enough corporate sponsors and creative tournament directors who will give those corporate sponsors enough assets to make them feel happy in the future?
Yeah, I think so. I think the challenge, Rick, that you have is how do you measure the television and how do you measure some of the other branding? I mean, the digital world that we're in today is enormous, and the metrics that the Tour will show you about just the digital side and the values that companies are getting are pretty significant. So, when you measure out, when an ad agency is going to measure out a 30-second spot or a 60-second spot on NBC or CBS. Is it going to equate to what they think the value might be? Perhaps not, but people have got to look beyond that. And, you're buying into a blue-chip organization, one of the, foremost, sports organizations truly in the world without any dirt and all that. So, I think the value is in the eye of the beholder in a way. And I don't think in general sports marketing, which as you know all too well, is something you can just black and white, put it on a board and measure it out.
Ken Kennerly has publicly claimed and agreed to give me an unlimited supply of 3-foot putts for the rest of our natural lives. Thanks very much, Ken Kennerly. Really appreciate it. Rick Horrow, see you soon. Ken Kennerly talking about Florida golf and the PGA Tour generally. Rick Horrow beyond the scoreboard. Be back in just a couple of minutes with Bust, Boom, and Hope.
Are you an inventor who would like to try to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to companies, but you don't know what to do next? Call for free information from InventHelp. InventHelp, a leading inventor service company, has been helping inventors since 1984 and has sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. You'll want to talk to the company that has helped secure more than 7,000 invention patents. So call InventHelp. Even if you have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll still want to call InventHelp for free information. You'll find out how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to companies. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. Get your free information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738. Are you a business owner or an individual who owes the IRS? Then be prepared to write down an important phone number. Do you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? Do you need to file back tax returns? Are you dealing with bank levies and wage garnishments? It's time to deal with your IRS problem today. Call Certified Tax Representation now. Certified Tax Representation, Inc. represents clients just like you in all 50 states. They will contact the IRS on your behalf the same day that you become a client, and you can become a client immediately. It's time for you to face your IRS problems. Think about how great you're going to feel when you're represented by a company who's an advocate for you, who knows the law, who also will contact the IRS the same day you become a client. Call today for your free, no-obligation consultation. Call now, 1-800-999-1064. That's 1-800-999-1064. Not all cases are typical, and some may not qualify. The consultation is free, and so is the call, so call right now. 1-800-999-1064. That's 1-800-999-1064.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
Sports Professor Rick Horrow, Sports Byline, iHeart, TuneIn, Beyond the Scoreboard, series show that really doesn't take itself too seriously, but how can it not with all of the stuff that's going on this week? Baseball, basketball, hockey, golf, Daytona Rising. We also have Bust, Boom, and Hope, the bad, the good, and the hopeful in the economy. Let's start with Bust. In the wake of a global corruption scandal spurred by former President Sepp Blatter, FIFA called on by media executives for more transparency, raising questions about the transparency of the bidding process for U.S. radio broadcasting rights to the World Cup, pointing to a nearly 2-decade-long relationship between FIFA and Miami-based broadcaster Futbol de Primera. Potentially bidding companies want a fair shot at the World Cup radio rights. They say, experts, insiders say no way they can take them away from Futbol de Primera. The Andres Cantor goal, can't go any longer, is that home, but you never know with FIFA, and that's Bust. Boom. Golden State Warriors point guard Stephen Curry may be playing the best basketball on the planet. He's quick to admit he looks up to LeBron James, not necessarily in the basketball context, but he also says any smart person wanting to be successful in life have people they look up to or follow. Obviously, LeBron handled that part of his career very well, says Steph, and he's a great influence in that regard. He obviously, Curry, successful. Equity in Under Armour, part of his sponsorship deal, sponsor of water filtration brand Brita, JBL headphones, Degree deodorant, Muscle Milk, Express, and ankle brace maker ZAMST, Zamst. LeBron's professional portfolio is certainly one of the most impressive of any professional athlete. Nike, Sprite, Kia, Samsung, Beats by Dre, Blaze Pizza, LRM are his own management firm. You can't go wrong with either guy. Finally, hope. Maybe a bit of additional revenue, Sports Illustrated offering virtual reality content of its annual Swimsuit Edition magazine. 11 virtual reality clips shot by California-based content creators while shooting in the Dominican Republic last year. Any smartphone with or without goggles, 360-degree experience, all angles of the video, a major step forward in making VR accessible to the sports marketplace as a whole. Difficult to get this technology out to the masses of people. I have one suggestion. Try it on the swimsuit edition. That's it for this edition of Beyond the Scoreboard. I'd like to thank Ken Kennerly, Bryce Harper, Ken Kennerly, Bryce Harper, Michael Waldrop, an all-star lineup this week. Next week we have an all-star lineup even bigger as baseball gets closer to opening and the playoffs, and hockey and basketball gets closer as well. And why don't you join us next week when we go Beyond the Scoreboard?